Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. I know this is Thanksgiving weekend, so I don't expect I don't expect a big turnout because many people are off already for the holidays, which they absolutely deserve. But we thought we should maintain the updates with the community, even more critical now than ever. So we'll give it a minute here, and then we'll get into the details of the weekly update here. But thank you all for showing up. Mark, it's good to see you. Todd, Jason, yeah, good to see you all. Susan, thank you all for being here. Elizabeth, yeah, get a chance to say happy Thanksgiving to you all.
And to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. In other terms, you're saying, may the force be with me because I think I need it. We all do need it. Well, good afternoon, everybody. I think we're going to go ahead and just begin the this week. As always, we're going to the agenda for today. I'm going to have just a brief opening here, and then I'll go into the weekly updates, and then we'll just have a review of the resettlement process. Just talk through what we're seeing, some of the challenges that we're facing, and then we'll talk at the end about where community support is needed, and then open up for question and answers. With that, first of all, I want to start by saying we have had an unprecedented week of arrivals. Last week, we had 154 arrivals. I remember during our discussion last week, we had projected, based on the numbers that had been given to us, 123 arrivals. But by the end of the week, we had seen 154 arrivals, unprecedented. We at the beginning of the year, when we made a capacity statement, we were hoping that 50 a week would be the extreme for us. That's our break point. So 154 is 3 times the capacity that we envisaged having, and so it's been. If you look at it again in the context, all of what we resettled in all of 2020 was 135 or thereabout. We resettled that amount in 1 week last week. So I'm just planting the decor here to say this has taken a toll on our team, not only our team, but even our community support partners, and who have been incredible. They've been, the amount of support that we've seen people step up has just been phenomenal. I must highlight that, but it has taken a toll on us, and I'm sure some of you must have read there was a newspaper article that came up yesterday in Post Dispatch that spoke about some of the challenges that we're facing with the people that we put at the hotel. So that's why we thought we should talk a little bit about the resettlement process, and maybe in just these conversations, my ideal situation would be that we leave here with other organizations stepping up and taking pieces of this, because one organization is just practically impossible. And I'm saying this even as our team here continues to say that we're doing our best, we can handle it. I really believe that that this is a community effort. I keep saying this every week, and I really want this to be a community effort. And if there's anything that we can um, um, have another organization step up and manage the process with us, we're happy to work with any organization in managing that process. And I'm going to highlight specific areas that I see opportunities for other organizations stepping up. Also, we're really, I think I did speak to Mark earlier on today, we're really trying to we're coming up with this logistic plan that will go beyond just the Institute, that will have other organizations down the line continuing to provide service. In that way, the most important thing is for these families to feel welcomed. And if at any one point they feel like they're not getting that welcome, then it's on us as a community. Of course, we take responsibility as the International Institute, even when we're fulfilling our contractual obligations. It's much more than contractual obligations. It's how these people feel welcome and included in this community. That's really what I hope that we can get out of this. So um, with that in mind, I think just weekly updates, for so far, like I said, we've had 154 cases. We already have been notified of 3 cases that we're going to have in November. When I say 3 cases, I don't know what the number in each case would be. This is always tricky because we're notified of cases and then notified of the number of people in each case. And so we have already known of 3 cases in November, including a case from Sudan. So it's not only Afghan arrivals. And so far, for Monday and Tuesday next week, we already know of 26 people that are going to be arriving. So that's only Monday and Tuesday. We haven't had any information yet for Wednesday till the end of the week. If the last 2 weeks have been anything that we can go by, we're going to see those numbers continue to increase as we go into the week. And also, I did get a call last night which said that these cases will keep coming until February 15th. So whilst there will be a break, we're having a break this week for Thanksgiving. There's going to be another break for Christmas, but in between, it's just going to keep flowing because the federal government wants everybody out of the bases by February 15th. So far, 11,500 people have been processed and left the bases. There were 53,000 people there. So if you do the math, we still have about 40,000 people in military bases that have to go out. And so it's just going to continue flowing. And I know that we had a certain number that we have in mind. I suspect that they're going to keep pushing those numbers. And so far in 3 weeks, we've resettled 280 people. So that is phenomenal that we've been able to do that in 3 weeks. That has led to several challenges that we have faced in the process. And what are some of those challenges? It's our staff has to be at the airport picking up these people. And when we say airport pickup is not just you have the time, you show up, you pick them up. No, many flights are canceled. Many people are missing flights. We're seeing people show up at airports. Last week we had 2 people show up that were not in schedule. So we almost need a command post at the airport just to manage those arrivals. Because again, I had one person just show up here at our office that we didn't know was coming as well with all the paperwork. So sometimes these things happen. So airport pickup is more than that. We have been using hotels, and currently we have Afghans in 3 hotels across the city. And our goal is to try to concentrate that in one hotel over a period of time so that it's easier to provide service. Once we have people in hotels, it's more than just getting them into hotels because we have to ensure that they have meals 3 times a day, 1. 2, we also have to, we're now putting them into hotels that have kitchenettes, so it feels a lot more like home, and we can take them grocery shopping, and they can have, they can cook their meals as well when they want. But in the meantime, especially as we're looking through the holidays, we have set up a catering service. We're also working with House of Goods. House of Goods has stepped up incredibly to provide dinners from today right up till Saturday. We have set up a partnership with the Samin Afghan restaurant to provide cover lunches right up to Sunday, and so the families are taken care of in that regard. Also, we have our teams taking those who want to go grocery shopping to buy the kind of things that they need so that they can be able to cook their food as we get along. So those are the things. Then there is also supplies. So when people arrive here, they are arriving from these military bases, they need supplies. And whilst we had been planning I'm putting this all out, right? We've been planning that, oh, when people come, we set homes for them. When they're going homes to their homes, we give them a basket. But that's not how it's worked out, right? Because people arrive, they go to the hotel. Hotel doesn't have all of these supplies. Your family's coming with babies that need diapers, there are women that need hygienic material, all of those things. So we need as well to coordinate to ensure that every family or every case that arrives has also provisions whilst they are at the hotel. Once they're in the hotel, we housing becomes the issue. For those families that are 2 or 3, maybe 4, yeah, it's been relatively easy. They've not spent more than a week averagely in a hotel. But we have a family of 11. I mean, so what that tells you is that you're looking at a 4 to 5 bedroom apartment because there are certain guidelines in terms of how many people you can put in an apartment. So we're trying to figure that out. I've just seen like 2 or 3 people step up after the article that went in the newspaper yesterday saying we're looking to provide a house. Somebody has stepped up that he wants to provide a house for the family of 9, but that house still is being renovated and will be done in 2 weeks. What that means is that family has to be in the hotel for 2 weeks, but it's going to be a good house, right? So those are some things that we have to deal with. And when I told you that we have people coming, we don't know the number, we don't know. You can't negotiate a house without knowing how many people. So we have a family of 11, a family of 9, a family of 6. That are, because of the size of those families, it becomes really challenging to find housing in that regard. So of course, housing has continued to be this proverbial challenge for not only the refugees arriving, but also for everybody in this community. Quality, affordable housing is a challenge. So this is what we're facing. And I want to be really honest that we have dropped the ball in many cases, not many cases, not in all cases, but in several cases. We never imagined, one, that people were going to stay for this long in hotels, right? When we were planning. But now we know, and based on the conversations that I've had with other cities, people are staying in hotels. I just got informed yesterday. The state of Michigan is paying for 3 months of hotels for people to stay in hotels. We have the city of Detroit, for example, paying for people to stay in hotels for 3 months because we're in for a long haul. And what that means is we as a community have to find ways in which we can make these families, while staying in hotels, feel as comfortable as possible as we try to process them into housing. We're also working with community stakeholders to try to solve the housing problem. An ideal situation would be if we can get 20, 30 unit apartment. If anybody knows how we can secure one, we would take all the apartment buildings and figure out a way in which we pay for that. But if anybody on the call knows how we can get one, and I have 2 or 3 people that have sent me emails looking to find solutions, but if we could find 20, 30 affordable housing apartments, we will secure them. 1, 2, 3 bedrooms, whatever it is, we'll secure that, because that's the way we're going to get them out of the hotel situation as fast as possible. So we need help, and here's where we need help. First, volunteers. We need volunteers. But before we go to